Welcome back to the Slasher Siblings podcast. I'm your co-host, Cicely.
I'm your host, Hayden.
Today, we're talking about the Poughkeepsie tapes. Totally gnarly.
Yeah, it's a wild one.
Yeah. It came out in 2007. Rated R, for sure. It's an hour and 21 minutes long. Got a 6 out of 10 on IMDb. It's about an abandoned house in Poughkeepsie, New York. Murder investigators uncover hundreds of tapes showing decades of a serial killer's work. Decades,
yeah. This is definitely one of the more wild movies that we've done. So this will be pretty cool to get into. So before we do that, go ahead and read the question that we forgot to do last time.
What actress played the heroine Helen Lyle in the 1992 film Candyman? There it is.
Okay, so if you know the answer, we forgot to read it last time, so just put it on the Facebook. But let's get into this movie here. So it starts off kind of like melancholy.
Yeah.
Like you don't really know why it's sad. It's just sad.
It's just sad.
You just see like this funeral and like these shots of obviously Poughkeepsie, and it's just immediately it's like you feel like
obviously, yeah,
awkward. It's kind of awkward, if anything.
Yeah.
And then there's like a moment, which obviously the rest of the movie plays out to where it actually is like this, but you immediately get the sense that it's going to be similar to a documentary or like a Cops episode or something. Like, I didn't know that the movie was like a documentary.
It's like a fake documentary.
Yeah. But I didn't realize that before, watching it, that it was going to be like...
The first time I watched this, I didn't know what it was going to be like going into it.
Right.
But I kind of like the style of the documentary, but it is fake.
Yeah.
It is not like a legitimate documentary. It's based on a true story. These tapes. Did you know that?
No.
Apparently. I'm pretty sure.
Who knows?
I could very well be wrong. But I'm pretty sure it's based on a true story.
But
right after fucked.
Yeah. Right after that, there's some interesting shots of that would be Poughkeepsie, New York. You could see like trees, and it's like fall time, and it's showing you lots of shots of the surrounding area, which was pretty cool because I never been there.
No, me either. I've never been to New York.
I've been to New York when I flew over to Germany.
New York.
And then we're getting like the crime scene information. It's like showing the different people in the interview, and the lady's like, "Oh yeah, over here we found 14 dead women or whatever." And
yeah.
Like right here. They're
right over here. Right over here. I was like, what the fuck?
Like, it was really interesting to see that in general.
Yeah.
But it was just like so awful, you know?
Oh yeah.
It's terrible.
Sad.
But it was really interesting to, hear them tell the fake camera all about the crime scenes, and we found all these tapes, and like we found these bodies here, we found a head over here and some hands here, and like it was creepy and cool at the same time.
Yeah.
And then they showed the very first tape. I know we got like a glimpse of him like with the balloon, or no, we got a glimpse of a tape in the beginning of the movie. But I mean, the cops actually showed a tape right then, and it was when I think, the guy was like, "Oh, we got some really weird stuff with balloons," and which of course it was supposed to be weird, and it was extremely weird. She was sitting on that balloon, he yelled at her to pop it or whatever.
That was fucking disturbing.
Yeah, like they did a very good job of like
making
freaking you the
creepy.
Yeah. And then he took that little girl right from her front yard.
Yeah.
it makes you think like that shit actually happens in real life.
it
Whether
makes
this is
me, it really bothers me. Like when I know it's kids are gonna be kids, whatever. But when I drive around all day and like dog sit, I see kids walking by themselves all the time.
no,
Like absolutely not.
Nope.
Go find an adult. You know what I mean?
I
It
mean,
bothers me.
we haven't really had anything to be worried about here, but I also don't trust it as far as I can throw it. So I'm not gonna just let my kids sit in the front yard by themselves.
Oh no.
The backyard's one thing
Front.
because you
The
have to
road's right
pass.
there.
Well, not only the road, but you have to pass 3 cameras to just get into the backyard.
Yeah.
Then there's a camera in the backyard, and there's a giant fence. So if you are getting in there, I'm gonna be defending my property,
Yeah.
especially my kid in the backyard.
Yeah.
If they want to play in the side yard,
Just get an echo.
just get an echo. Yeah.
Problem solved.
And then if they want to play in the side yard or something, I'm obviously gonna go and play with them in the side yard. I'm not letting them over there
Yeah.
by themselves.
I think I used to play in the side yard by myself.
Yeah, we definitely did.
Yeah.
But
Can't do
it
that
wasn't.
these days.
Well, that, and we were older than this little girl. This girl was probably, what, 6, maybe?
Yeah.
5 or 6, something like that.
Poor little girl.
I'm not letting a 5-year-old just play in the front yard by himself. I guess that
Yeah.
was a different time. What was it, like 87 or something?
Something like that.
It was way
I
different
forget.
back then than it is now, but you definitely have to worry about it a lot more than
Yeah. Watch your
But it was
kids,
just-
guys.
It was just wild that, like, he walked up and was like, oh, you want to see the camera, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, I'm not supposed to talk to strangers. But she did anyway.
Like, then don't.
Then don't. Yell for mom. Run away.
Get out of here.
Run back inside. Something. But yeah, he just bonked her in the head and took her. Thought that was crazy. And then he starts attacking the couple, which I thought was insane.
Uh-huh.
That he had this whole elaborate plan. It was like, oh, my car ran out of gas or broke down or whatever he said. Can I get a ride? And then as soon as I heard, can I get a ride? I was like, all right, well, something's going to happen. I didn't realize that he was going to use a hammer. That's a pretty,
Yeah.
that's a pretty wild weapon to use in a little car to attack somebody, but
I do understand it, though. I keep a rubber mallet in my car.
a rubber
And you're
one?
probably like, rubber? Dude, it's so hard. It is so hard.
Just get a real one.
Well, I bought this one at Dollar Tree. It was $1. And
Hopefully, since you bought it at Dollar Tree, you don't go to use it and it
it
flies off the
flies
handle.
off.
You usually have that go anyway.
I
but-
got pulled over once, and they had to look at my number on the inside of my door. They were looking for the number because they thought I stole my car. Anyway, I didn't. I definitely paid for my car, but they asked me why I had a rubber mallet, and I said for protection. And then I put it on the floor beside me. But I think it's a pretty good weapon, and I think a lot of people question me on it.
Especially the police, apparently.
I guess. I was like, what do you mean? I keep scissors in here too. And a knife. You gotta have it all.
You have mace somewhere, don't you? Pepper spray.
I
or
used
something?
to. A dog could shoot it up.
Well, that's good.
Angela's dog flower.
Did they puncture it?
No, I guess not.
Oh, that's good.
I walked in and I was like, hey, my keys were on the floor. And, yeah.
She might have pepper sprayed herself.
I don't know, though. I don't know.
No, I keep a billy club in my Jeep. And the police asked me once, they thought that I was going around, like, I was working at the paint room. I
Uh-huh.
don't know why any of this matters.
It doesn't.
I was working at the paint room, and I was coming home, and they pulled me over in the driveway, of all places.
Yeah.
And, they saw that I had an Iron Man mask on my back seat and a billy club under my seat.
It's so funny.
and they were wondering why I had those things. It's like, just in case.
Just 2 random items.
And then he was like, why do you have an Iron Man mask? Aren't you like 22? I'm like,
I'm just a nerd.
Does that stop me wanting an Iron Man mask?
Yeah.
Like, what age was I supposed to stop liking Iron Man? Like,
they're like, interesting.
They thought that I was going around like,
down and out.
Like, I forget what exactly, probably like smashing mailboxes or threatening people or something. I'm like, I just left work. He's like, oh yeah, I can smell it on you. Like, thanks,
okay,
dude.
You just said I stink.
Yeah, well, I probably smelled like a fryer.
I probably did. Yeah, every time I left Aruba's, I smelled like a fucking meatball. So.
Yeah. I probably smelled like a fryer. He's like, oh yeah, I can smell you. I was like, thanks, dude. You come in here, you pull me over in my driveway, and then insult me. Like shut the fuck up.
Get out of here, dog.
Anyway, this doesn't matter.
Nope.
So, yeah, he's attacking the couple with such a brutal way. Just fucking smacked the dude over the head with a hammer and crashed the car and took her.
Yeah.
And then there was that news report saying this couple left Pittsburgh. I was like, whoa, this is wild.
Said it's only 350 miles from Pittsburgh
to Poughkeepsie. Then it shows like, well, it showed before this point in the movie the students in the police academy.
Yeah.
And he was saying some of you are going to want to go home and quit and all this other stuff when we show you these tapes. But then you can noticeably see that some of the students in the academy are like starting to crack.
Yeah.
The one woman was like bawling and covering up her face, and that one dude was super interested. That dude in the front, that would probably been me.
Yeah.
Sitting up there like, look at that. Holy shit, this is wild. Like, I would have been the one interested in that stuff, as awful as it is. And then it was showing the clips of the body dismemberment right after that.
Yeah.
It showed him when he recorded himself like cutting the arms and the head off and stuff. Like, as gross as that is, I thought it was kind of cool.
So gross.
But I thought it was cool.
Way too gross.
Yeah, it's way too gross. Like, that's why I could never like do it myself.
DIY.
I could never dismember somebody because I'd just be like,
I'd be throwing up.
This is cool, but this is really gross. How am I going to clean this
gross.
up?
I had to dissect a cat for school.
Yeah.
For college.
The only part for me that bothered me was like they had to kill a frog for literally no reason for me to look at its guts. Like,
how do you think I felt with fucking 12 dead cats in bags?
Well,
they're like, okay, go ahead, pick one. I was like,
that was for your degree. Mine was in 12th grade.
Yeah, but I was having a hard time with that.
I was like, this is such a stupid reason to kill a frog. Like, I like frogs.
I was having a hard time. They're like, you can name it. I was like, oh.
That's gonna make it worse.
Okay, Rocket. I named it Rocket.
Rocket. Anyway. There was then we're like getting the information on Cheryl Dempsey, and it keeps showing the clips of like where he got her from, how he took her right from her parents' house.
Yeah.
It was just he like followed her, obviously, but he like just randomly got in the house. As soon as that front door shuts, it's locked. The second it shuts, I don't come into this house with an unlocked door.
Me either.
Either of them.
I actually think that, because, I lived here for the majority of my life.
Yeah. I
had such a bad habit of, not a bad habit, a good habit, but it was a strong habit of locking that front door.
Oh, yeah.
That I would do it so much that, like, we'd be in and out, and I'd lock it so much.
Yeah. And you locked us out of the house a few times.
All the time.
Dad's asleep or something.
Like,
the front door's locked. I'm like, what the? We can't even get in the house.
Yeah. I was like,
it was like, it's good because Dad's asleep anyway.
Yeah.
But no, I lock that door no matter how many times I go Like, even if I'm going down to McDonald's and coming back, it's locked
Yeah.
immediately.
Should be.
I don't care if I'm walking in the front door just to grab a drink, just to go back out there. It's locked while I'm grabbing a drink.
Yeah.
And I don't really
As
care.
it
I don't
should
want,
be. Why are we talking about this again?
because she didn't lock the door. She
Right,
just let the
right,
killer
right.
in.
Idiot.
And this is one of those instances like, hey,
Lock
dumbass.
the door.
this is what happens. You call me paranoid, but you're the one who
No, they
didn't
should
lock the
lock it.
door. But yeah, he gets in the house and he's hiding from her for apparently hours. And I know it's a movie and it was written this way, but it's kind of funny that she didn't notice the camera sitting on the dresser. Do you notice that?
Yeah. Yeah.
She came out of the shower and
In her towel.
and
no
the
bigs.
boyfriend's in there, and like the camera just was sitting there on top of the dresser. You wouldn't notice that?
Me, I would.
I would too.
Yeah.
Especially directly on top of the dresser.
Yeah. Come on.
But whatever. So he takes her and like tortures her for a minute.
No biggie.
There's a good portion of this movie of him just torturing her.
Yeah.
And
Hard watch.
yeah, it was pretty wild to watch that, but yeah, that was so weird. And then they start interviewing her friend, her best friend or whatever,
Uh-huh.
and it actually shows the actual kidnap video. That's that was pretty wild.
Yeah.
Like he killed the boyfriend, and then he put, I'm guessing, chloroform
Over her face.
over her face.
Yeah. That.
It makes you think.
It's pretty realistic. Like.
Yeah, not only that, it's brutal too.
Yeah.
You watch this dude kill your boyfriend, and you try to run. You see, that's another reason I don't wear socks in here. If somebody breaks in, I can't run.
In your house?
I just hate wearing socks in general, socks or shoes.
I
but-
gotta wear slippers at home 24/7.
But see, she was wearing socks, and guess what? She kept slipping and falling.
Well, my slippers have hard tread on the bottom, so.
Okay, fair enough. But I'm just saying, she didn't. She had socks on.
Take notes, people.
Take notes. Don't wear socks if you have wood floors.
Period.
Carpet's one thing, but
Wear slippers.
wear slippers with hard tread
Yep.
bottoms. Anyway, the killer then goes to see the mother. He just walks up to the house that she was kidnapped from, that he kidnapped her from. He was like, hey, if I can help you in any way, let me know.
Let me know.
And she's like, wait, it's you. Just think about, put yourself in her shoes for just
I would
5
shit
seconds.
my pants.
Literally. And the way he started laughing at her too.
Ugh. Disgusting.
I do want to know what gave it away.
I don't know.
Because I don't think she saw him.
Mother's
right?
intuition.
Maybe. But it's just so weird that... It's weird in general that he went there.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
But for her to, like, know that just instantly was like, yeah, mother's intuition or something. It's crazy. And then this is a part of the movie where he goes around killing and kidnapping the prostitutes and just leaving their bodies everywhere. That was... And the whole movie, like... I know it's, written this way, but, like, he changes his MO. Like, every kill he does, pretty much. Changes it in some way, so they are not connecting the killings, They're not thinking that the kidnap of Cheryl is the same as these prostitute murders.
Yeah.
Which is just wild. I know it's written that way for the movie, but, like, just imagine a serial killer doing that. Like, that's crazy.
Exactly, yeah. I agree.
And then this part was cool. They had an interview with Ted Bundy.
Yeah.
Obviously, it wasn't real Ted Bundy, but it was still pretty cool for like Ted Bundy's character to
Tim
be
Button.
Tim Bud. I was gonna say Tim Bundy, but it's Ted. Anyway, it's pretty cool for Ted Bundy's character to be in here.
Yeah.
Even though it's not cool what he did, but it happened, so it was like
Yeah. Oh.
pretty crazy that he was written into the story. It was almost like, in a way, he was a copycat of Bundy,
Yeah.
kind of. I mean, he didn't pull up in a Volkswagen Beetle in an ugly brown color, and he had
Ugly brown.
and he had like subpar looks.
Subpar
He's,
looks.
he wasn't that good
Ted
looking.
Bundy?
Did you see a picture of him?
Yeah.
He wasn't like amazing.
He wasn't hot.
He was no Jason Momoa or Henry Cavill or something.
He was just not even. He was just a regular dude.
He was just an average dude.
He didn't impress me.
Yeah.
With his looks.
It was just crazy that he was as successful as he was. Now, on the other hand, Zac Efron playing him, I can understand that.
All right.
I get it.
Zac Efron.
If the women, see Zac Efron pull up and they're like, "Hey,
oh,
you want to jump in my car or whatever?"
Hell
sure,
yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of people, probably you, saying, "Oh yeah, let's go, Zac Efron." You used to love him.
I'd be like, get away, freak. High School Musical is my shit.
Yeah.
Still, it's my shit.
So then there's the scene with the Girl Scouts.
Yeah.
Luckily, they got away.
Yeah.
We didn't need to see no kidnap of two
They have a job to do.
Yeah, they have a job to do.
They have a very important job.
I thought that he gave them the drink and it had like something sleeping aspect in it, like he was gonna knock them out. And then I saw the one girl drink it and the one girl not drink it, so I was like, oh great, she's gonna pass out. She's gonna want to run, but she's not gonna want to leave her friend behind, so she's like trying to drag her, and then he gets them both and like knocks her out or whatever. I thought that was gonna happen, but
leave the Girl Scouts alone.
I thought that was gonna happen, but it was like a nice twist in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then that's where they seem to catch the killer, because they found this guy's prints, which is just wild that everything was able to be pinned on him, because he didn't have an alibi.
Do you know what I think about sometimes?
Huh.
Sometimes I'm like, this is so irrational, but I'm scared that I'll be in a murder investigation and I will have a really shitty alibi. Like, I'll be like, I was at home.
You probably
like I literally was taking a nap.
You probably go around thinking like, shit, I'm at Walmart right now. I don't have a good alibi.
What's my alibi?
I have 4 cameras on my house. There's my alibi. You'll see me come in the house and then you won't see me leave for another 8 hours.
Now that I think about it, there's cameras up the mountain now, but still, I sometimes worry I don't have a good alibi.
You'll see me come home from work at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
On the front door camera. I'll get inside my house, and then I won't leave it again until 11 p.m. So there's my alibi.
I was home all day.
I'll give you all, 24 hours of that day on all of my cameras, and you can watch it. But,
anyway, that's an irrational
That's my alibi. That's like, I'm a hermit.
I am a hermit.
But then, they killed the guy that they thought it was. James Foley. They killed him. Sentenced him to death. Lethal injection. And then, shortly after that, we find out he was actually innocent.
Too late now.
I mean, it happens way more than you would think. They do kill a lot of innocent people that way.
That sucks, though.
That does suck. That's kind of why they, sentence people to death. But then they, there's, a huge span between the time that they're sentenced and then they actually die, I guess. I don't know the reason behind it. This is probably one of the reasons.
Uh-huh.
They were sentencing too many innocent people to death and then killing them the next day and find out, oh, he didn't do it.
Yeah, whatever.
I think they give them, a number of chances to reverse it. And then after, it seems like after a certain amount of time they actually kill him.
Oh, okay.
but maybe they give them like 3 chances to prove their innocence, and then they're like, sorry, you don't have enough proof.
Doink.
Dead. Doink. And then the real killer starts up again, and he fakes being a cop in a way. Like, he didn't, fake being a cop, but he didn't say that he wasn't a cop. He's like, okay, if you let me rape you, I'm gonna let you go and I won't kill you. I don't know who the hell was gonna believe that.
Yeah, that's not how it works.
That's not at all how it works. And I certainly wouldn't trust this dude.
No.
Well, I don't think that she necessarily trusted him anyway.
But she didn't really have much of a choice.
Yeah. I don't get into random people's cars.
Yeah.
Sorry. Well, Uber, I guess, but
yeah.
I make sure, the license plate, so on and so forth. But even that's still kind of sketchy. But me, myself, I'm probably not overly worried.
Yeah.
Because if I really had to, I could probably get out or fight my way out or something.
A sticky situation.
Yeah. But I definitely...
7 feet tall, I hope so.
I definitely make sure that dude is...
Who he says he is.
Who he says he is or whatever. This is the Uber driver. They usually have a picture.
I've never been to Uber driver.
They usually have a picture of him on the app and then tells you the license plate. But yeah, she just hops right in because she thought he was a cop. I need proof that you're a cop. Sorry. I'm not going to just trust you right out the gate. I need to see the full-on uniform
and the
full car. You gotta show me something.
Show me your license from the academy.
Their badge.
Or that.
And then, so he kidnaps her, right? That girl who jumped into his car. Then it's that viral all fours scene where he walks in on all fours. He's like swinging his head and stuff.
Yeah.
That clip is extremely viral as far as horror movies go. And it just shows, the serial killer that we've basically been following the whole movie on his hands and walking on his feet with his hands on the ground on all fours. Yeah. And he has like his weird mask. Like, I've seen that clip.
The mask
1,000 times.
That scene bothers me.
Yeah, that scene's freaking weird.
Yeah.
And like the way his head's moving while he's walking and stuff. Like, this dude is a freak.
A freak.
I know it's fake, but it's weird. But yeah, that was the viral scene. And then they assault the house. The SWAT team and everybody.
Yeah.
And they just find the girl, and that's it. Well, the tapes, I guess, too. They found the tapes and Cheryl, like, nailed into this box. They're pretty lucky that they went when they did, I would say.
Yeah, I think so, too.
Yeah, you got real lucky there. She could have died in that box.
You got lucky.
But yeah, they found Cheryl, and they interview Cheryl, which she has utterly severe Stockholm Syndrome.
Oh, yeah.
Saying he loves me and that he's coming back for me and all this other stuff. Like,
okay.
Alright, if you say so.
If that's what you think.
And then she got her hand cut off. And she scratches her head with the stump. Like,
yeah.
She's missing her hand and she still thinks he loves her.
Uh-huh.
That's one of the worst cases of Stockholm Syndrome you could have. Like, missing body parts and still love the dude.
Yeah.
Even though it's, your brain telling you that
it's your brain fighting against
right.
you. Yes.
And then there's Cheryl's suicide letter, which was pretty... you could expect that. She was pretty screwed up.
Uh-huh.
And she was like, oh, he was supposed to come back for me, whatever. Like, you could only really see this going, like, one way. It was pretty much that way. It was awful, but...
Yeah.
Did you really expect anything else? And, then there's just, like... It's just a really eerie ending. Just, like, they don't really catch the killer. It's just... The movie just is kind of over. It's weird.
It's like, oh, okay.
Alright, the movie's over.
That's it.
That's
It's
all.
fucked
Well,
up.
it's just like a cold case or whatever. It's
Yeah.
just like, movie's over.
Yep.
We didn't catch him. Done.
Yep. Free guy.
Free guy.
Getting away with it.
But then there was that terrifying after credit scene. Did you see it? There was an after credit scene of the movie. You'll
Oh,
have to check
God.
it out. It was creepy
It's
as hell.
intense.
Yeah, it was weird. It was only like 15 seconds, but it was still fucking creepy. You have anything you want to talk about?
No, just other than this is really messed up.
It's a screwed up movie, yeah. So I got some fear facts here.
Okay.
For the first one, this movie is shot in 15 days.
Lovely. That's kind of crazy, actually.
All the fake interviews were done in 2 days.
Okay.
The news anchors and reporters were from Minneapolis/St. Paul, the director's hometown,
Okay.
which is pretty interesting. Cheryl's stump hand effect was made using a green screen and a glove.
Wow.
They didn't like put prosthetics over anything. They just took it out.
Edit it out.
And for the final one, despite this movie having been completed and having had its theatrical trailer attached to several widely released horror films in 2007, the film was eventually pulled from release without any official explanation. It was later given its first official limited release 7 years later in 2014 when it became available as a video-on-demand title through DirecTV. The film was finally granted a DVD and Blu-ray release through Shout Factory 3 years later in late 2017, 10 full years after its initial planned release. So technically it took 10 years for this movie to come out. Technically.
That's insane.
7 for people to see it.
Yeah.
10 for people to get it, at home. Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Weird.
Very.
But, it is what it is, I guess.
Is what it is. It's out on Tubi now, so.
Yeah, that's why I think I watched it on Tubi as well.
Yeah, it's free on Tubi, guys.
I was trying to watch it on the Redbox app. That's the first place I saw it on. And it was like every 10 minutes was 7 commercials.
Oh my god,
Like,
it's
nope,
so annoying.
let's go to Tubi. And then it was like 3. Every like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I can deal with that.
This.
But not every 10 minutes.
No.
The first one was at 10
Ruins
minutes.
the movie.
And then the second set of ads was at 18.
Oh my god.
So it was like 10 minutes, 8 minutes, and I wasn't going to find out when the next commercial was. I was like, screw this. I was like
Goodbye.
I was looking for places to like rent it so I wouldn't have any ads, but it didn't work.
YouTube.
It was trying to make me get Paramount Plus, which I think I already have it, so I don't know why I couldn't just sign in or whatever. So, but yeah, that was I don't know the correct word. That was
Gnarly.
Gnarly, yeah. I think it was a little low. I give it a 7.
Yeah, I'll give it about a 7.
6
it's
was a little
definitely
low.
very creepy, so it does the job. That's
it does
for sure.
that job. But
You
like,
guys
it's
should
just
watch it.
it's just so crazy. Like, I don't know. Just thinking if that was real, or if it is, I don't know. But
I thought it said it was based on a true story. I could really be wrong. I do understand that.
I don't remember, but if it is, people are screwed up.
Yeah.
But our movie next week is Tucker and Dale versus Evil. This is another fan recommendation, and it was a recommendation from Rain. Thanks, Rain, for another one. Seems we have like one more that you wanted to hear us talk about after Tucker and Dale. I forget what it was. Okay, I remember what it was. I think we'll do that one next month. So yeah, go ahead and read the question again.
Oh, I'm reading it again?
Yeah, so people can hear it.
What actress played the heroine Helen Lyle in the 1992 film Candyman?
Yeah. So if you know that, put it on Facebook. And I know we forgot to read it last week.
Sorry.
But put it on the Facebook. See if you're right. No Googling.
No jingles.
And then we will catch you next week with Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Hell yeah.
Do you have anything, you want to say before we head out?
Watch the movie, but not by yourself. Watch it during the day with a friend. Okay?
That works. All right, we'll catch you next week.
Catch you later.